Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. And today, before we start today's video, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Recently a Bollywood movie called Mrs. went viral on OTT, and it's a remake of the Malayalam film The Great Indian Kitchen. And what was truly disheartening to see and witness is how many women in our country could relate to it, feeling as if it mirrored their own lives. It wasn't just about equity or equality, forget about that. It was a stark reality check on how far we still have to go. But today, on this Women's Day, let me share a different story, one of resilience and determination, one of passion and compassion, a story of those misses who challenged the odds in a patriarchal society to build a successful business using nothing but their chaklas and belins, their basic household kitchen utensils. Let's get started. One bright, sunny summer afternoon, 7 housewives gathered on the terrace of their chawl, Lohana Nivas, in South Bombay to carry out an activity together. The children had gone to school, they had finished their household chores and had a little time to kill. Initially, they had started it as a hobby. Then, realizing that it had a business potential, they borrowed some money to carry it forward. So they came together with their chaklas and belins and a pile of dough made of urad dal to create a popular Gujarati snack. It continued through the afternoon, and by the end of it, they had 4 packets of papad to show for it. Banuben Tanna, Chutarben Gavde, Jaben Vitlani, Jaswantiben Popat, Laguben Gukani, Parvatiben Thodani, and Ujamben Kundalya had borrowed rupees 80 from a kind local philanthropist named Chaganlal Karamsi Parekh to start a small business in 1959. Chaganlal lent them the money and gave them a very important piece of advice. Never take donations from anybody for business. The semi-literate women took his advice seriously and set out to sell their papads to a local store in the Bulleshwar area in Mumbai. They had to return the money they had borrowed, so they got working. Luckily for them, the papads flew off the store's shelves and more orders began coming in. The 7 sisters, as they are known, understood that they had started something worthwhile. The word spread, and women from the area asked the 7 sisters if they could join the enterprise. Of course, they could, came the response, because that's how the community enterprise would grow. A terrace became the production center. Each woman who made papad with the group became part owner of the business. They were not working for someone else, but running their own business as a cooperative setup. The monsoon brought bad times as it left them with no place to dry the papads. They had to stop their work during those months, but they resumed with redoubled energy once the sun was out. The orders for their papads were growing by the week, and one day it struck them that they did not have a name for their brand and company. Many names were considered by the women who would come on the terrace to roll the papads every day and dry them there. An astrologer was consulted for an auspicious first letter for the name of the brand. Several members gave their suggestions. On the day that the name was to be finalized, all of them gathered on the terrace. Finally, a lady who would often visit the Bulleshwar branch but did not participate in making the papads came up with the name Lijjat. It means tasty in Gujarati. The company was then called Shri Mahila Griha Udyog Lijjat Papad in 1962, when the government recognized it as a cottage industry. It received a grant from the government and used the money to take strong new strides led by the original 7 sisters. They expanded the sale in new regions and introduced new products. By this time, in 1962, the women were able to reward themselves with gold coins from the profit they had made. The practice of giving gold coins as a yearly bonus still continues even today. Some get cash while others get gold coins, depending on who needs what. Word about Lijjat Papad began spreading to different corners of the country. Women would travel from as far as suburban Kandivali to Bhuleshwar in the Mumbai city to make the papads until no space was left on the terrace to accommodate all of them. The seven sisters decided it was time to open local branches so that women would not have to travel long distances to be part of the enterprise. The day began at 4 a.m. in the morning. In each branch, groups of women nominated by the central unit would come in to knead the dough. They were trained to mix and knead the dough to quality before taking up the task. This was done to make sure that every papad tasted the same despite having been made in different households. Then another group of women would come in, collect the dough and return with sun-dried papads the next day. They would be paid immediately. The process was repeated every day. Every new woman who joined the venture was trained to roll perfect papads and got to work immediately. Most of Lijjat's papads were sold by word of mouth, literally. Its quality and taste made Lijjat famous. In the 1980s, the sisters wanted to grow bigger. They understood that they had to reach a much larger number of buyers to support the growing number of women making the papads. They hired an agency to make TV advertisements for them. This was also the time that color TVs were swiftly entering Indian drawing rooms. The ad man, Appi Umrani, came up with an advertisement clip featuring a larger-than-life bunny rabbit. His laughter, backed by ventriloquist Ramdas Pade, was contagious. The floppy-eared rabbit told people and sang a jingle. The audience could not get the jingle out of their head. Through the 1990s, Lijjat opened branches across the country and later tried its hand at making sasa, detergent and soaps. After a while, they started making appalam, spices, wheat flour and chapatis. Today, the cooperative has 82 branches and 27 divisions across both rural and urban India. Now, many buses bring the women to the branches every day. All these branches function independently and profits or losses are shared among the members of that branch. Every branch of Lijjat is headed by a sanchalika, or as we say in English, an administrator who looks after the production. An elected central managing committee of 21 members looks after more significant and broad-based decisions. A president, a vice president, 2 secretaries and 2 treasurers are elected by all the members. A company follows a unique system of management to maintain a high quality. The central office in Mumbai procures the main ingredients, urad dal, black pepper and asafoetida from places such as Myanmar, Kerala and Iran respectively. Local branches also get surprise visits from officials of the central office who check if processes and cleanliness guidelines are being followed strictly. Once the papads are ready, they are taken by distributors to different retail shops. No transaction in this chain is done on credit as a matter of principle established by the founders, the 7 sisters of Lijjat. Several countries around the world, including the United Kingdom, the United States of America, the Middle East, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Holland, Japan and Australia, to name a few, get a taste of India's own Lijjat Papad through export. The company had 45,000 plus members at last count, all of them women. Many of these women have been able to support their families and pay for their children's education by working for the cooperative. The business may not have made millionaires or billionaires of the 7 friends, but it did help empower thousands and thousands of women to earn their own living. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope the story left you feeling inspired, especially if you're a woman striving to make your mark in this professional world. You got this. Never let anything or anyone hold you back. You don't need fancy degrees or special skills to start something of your own. Because this story proves that success begins with what you already know. So you just need to focus on getting better each day at things that you are already good at. And even the sky won't be the limit for you. Just start it. Get it started. Wishing all of you a very happy Women's Day. And stay tuned for many more such interesting stories, articles, case studies, models, methods, and my thoughts related to management. I'll see you next week.